The stars were quiet that night. Captain Mark stood on the bridge of the small human station called Outpost 7. It floated alone at the edge of Earth's solar system, far from the busy inner planets. Mark was tired. His shift was almost over. Nothing ever happened out here. That's what he thought, anyway. The radio crackled to life. At first, it was just static. Then, a voice came through. It was high and musical, speaking in the common galactic language that Earth had learned long ago. Please ... anyone. We need help. They are killing us. Our shields are failing. Please respond. Mark sat up straight. His heart began to beat faster. He pressed buttons on his control panel with shaking hands. The station's computer began to translate and track the signal. "This is Outpost 7, Mark said into his microphone. "We hear your distress call. What is your location?" There was a long pause. Then the voice came back, surprised and hopeful. "You respond? Who are you? What species?" "We are humans. From Earth. Send us your coordinates." Another pause. This time, Mark could hear fear in the alien voice. "Humans? The Deathworlders? But you are quarantined. You are forbidden to leave your system." Mark frowned. Yes, that was true. 200 years ago, humans had made first contact with the galaxy. It had not gone well. A small fight had broken out. 3 humans had injured 20 alien soldiers before being stopped. The Galactic Council had been terrified. They declared Earth a death world and banned humans from space travel. But Mark didn't care about old rules. Someone needed help. "Send your coordinates," he repeated firmly. "We are coming." The alien ship's location appeared on his screen. It was only 6 hours away at maximum speed. Mark opened the station-wide communication channel. "All crew to emergency stations. This is not a drill. We have a rescue mission." 10 minutes later, Mark stood in the hangar bay. His crew of 20 humans gathered around him. They were miners, engineers, and scientists. None of them were soldiers. But every human knew how to fight. Earth taught them that. "There's an alien ship under attack by pirates," Mark explained. "The victims are Kelani. Their species is peaceful. They have no weapons, no armor, nothing. The pirates are Drax. They're raiders who steal cargo and sell survivors as slaves." A young woman named Lisa stepped forward. She was the station's chief engineer. "Sir, if we leave the solar system, the Council will know. We'll be breaking the quarantine. They could destroy Earth." Mark nodded slowly. "I know. But I also know that we're the only ones who answered that distress call. Everyone else in the galaxy is too afraid to fight. So I'm giving everyone a choice. You can stay here, or you can come with me. I won't force anyone." The crew looked at each other. Then, one by one, they all stepped forward. Not a single person stayed behind. "All right then," Mark said with a small smile. "Let's go wake up the old warship." Deep in the station's storage bay sat a vessel from Earth's military past. It was called the Thunder, a warship from before the quarantine. It had shields, weapons, and armor. For 200 years, it had been kept in storage, just in case. That case had finally come. The crew worked fast. They loaded supplies, checked weapon systems, and powered up the engines. The Thunder was old, but humans built things to last. Within an hour, the ship was ready. Mark sat in the captain's chair. His hands gripped the armrests. Around him, his crew took their positions. Lisa sat at the engineering station. A man named Jack controlled the weapons. Others managed navigation, shields, and communications. "This is it," Mark said quietly. "Once we leave, there's no going back. Earth will know what we did. The galaxy will know humans are coming. Everyone ready? Ready, sir, his crew answered as one. Mark took a deep breath. Then he pressed the button. The Thunder's engines roared to life. The old warship pulled away from Outpost 7 and turned toward the stars. Behind them, Earth slept peacefully, unaware that everything was about to change. Ahead, the distress signal grew stronger. Pirates were attacking innocent people. They thought no one would come to help. They were wrong. The Deathworlders were awake. Asterisk. The Thunder dropped out of faster-than-light travel 6 hours later. Mark's crew immediately saw the battle ahead. A large pirate ship, covered in dark metal and sharp edges, circled a smaller vessel. The small ship was white and round, designed for peace, not war. Its shields flickered weakly, almost dead. That's the Kelani ship, Lisa said, reading her screen. Their shields will fail in less than 10 minutes. And the pirates? Mark asked. Jack studied his weapon systems. The pirate ship is 3 times our size, sir. They have more guns, thicker armor, and stronger shields. They also have 2 fighter ships circling. Mark smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. It was the smile of a predator. Good. They won't expect us to attack. He opened the communication channel to the pirate ship. He spoke in the galactic common language. Attention, pirate vessel. This is the human ship Thunder. Leave the Kelani alone and depart immediately. For a moment, there was silence. Then laughter came through the speakers. The pirate captain's voice was rough and mocking. Humans? The little Deathworlders broke their cage? How cute. Go home, tiny ship, before we add you to our collection. The communication cut off. The pirate ship fired a warning shot across the Thunder's bow. The 2 fighter ships turned toward them, weapons charging. Mark's smile grew wider. Jack, target their engines. Lisa, route all power to forward shields. Everyone else, hold on tight. The Thunder accelerated forward at full speed. The pirates fired. Laser blasts hammered against the human shields. The ship shook but held strong. Human engineering was built for war. Returning fire, Jack said calmly. The Thunder's weapons blazed to life. Unlike the scattered shots of the pirates, human weapons were precise. Each blast hit exactly where Jack aimed. The first pirate fighter exploded in a ball of fire. The second tried to run, but another shot disabled its engines. The pirate captain's voice returned, no longer laughing. What? How did you? Humans don't give warnings twice, Mark interrupted. Surrender now. The pirate ship opened fire with all weapons. The Thunder shook violently. Lights flickered. An alarm screamed. But Mark's crew didn't panic. They had trained for this their whole lives. Every human knew about war. Earth had taught them well. Shields at 60%, Lisa called out. Their shields are stronger than ours, Jack reported. Our weapons aren't breaking through. Mark thought fast. In space battles, most species followed rules. They kept distance. They fired from far away. They retreated when damaged. But humans didn't follow those rules. Bring us alongside them, Mark ordered. Touching distance. His crew stared at him. That was suicide. If the ships touched, both would be damaged. But they trusted their captain. The Thunder moved forward, straight toward the massive pirate vessel. The pirates panicked. They weren't used to prey that attacked. Their shots went wild. The Thunder slammed into the pirate ship's side. Metal screamed. Both ships shook. But the Thunder's armor held. Now! Mark shouted. Jack fired every weapon at point-blank range. The pirate shields, designed to stop long-range fire, couldn't handle close attacks. They collapsed. Human weapons tore into the pirate ship's hull. Explosions rippled across its surface. They're trying to retreat. Lisa said, "Don't let them." Mark opened the channel again. This is your last chance. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded. If you run, we will destroy you." The pirate ship's engines stopped. Their weapons went dark. They surrendered. 10 humans put on spacesuits and crossed to the pirate ship. They moved through the airlocks with weapons ready. The pirates inside were tall, gray-skinned creatures with 4 arms. Each one was bigger than any human. But when they saw the humans coming, they backed away. Fear showed in their black eyes. "How?" One pirate whispered. "How are you so strong?" "You're so small." The human leading the boarding party, a woman named Emma, smiled behind her helmet. "We come from a death world. Gravity twice what you know. Predators everywhere. Weather that kills. We evolved to survive. You evolved to raid the weak." The pirates were locked away. The humans then crossed to the Kelani ship. The Kelani were small, blue-skinned beings with large eyes. When they saw the humans, they trembled. "Don't be afraid," Mark said gently. "You're safe now." One Kelani stepped forward. She was their captain. "You saved us, but why?" "Everyone says humans are dangerous. They say you love violence." Mark shook his head. "We understand violence. That's different. We use it to protect, not to harm the innocent." The Kelani captain touched her chest, a sign of respect. "Thank you, Deathworlders. The galaxy will hear of this." She was right. Word spread fast. Asterisk. News traveled fast across the galaxy. Within days, every species knew the story. Humans had broken their quarantine. They had defeated Drax pirates. They had saved the Kelani without asking for payment. The galaxy didn't know what to think. Some species were grateful. Others were terrified. Back at Outpost 7, Mark sat in his office. The Thunder was docked in the hangar, being repaired. His crew rested after their long mission. Mark knew they would face consequences soon. The Galactic Council would be angry. He was right. The communication screen lit up. A hologram appeared, showing 5 alien faces. These were the council members, leaders of the most powerful species in the galaxy. In the center was Elder Toran, a tall being with silver skin and 3 eyes. "Captain Mark of Earth." Toran's voice was cold. "You have violated the quarantine. You have left your system without permission. This is a crime punishable by planetary destruction." Mark stood straight. He showed no fear. "We answered a distress call. We saved innocent lives. If that's a crime, then I'm guilty." Another council member spoke. This one looked like a floating jellyfish. "You don't understand, human. You are dangerous. Your species is too aggressive, too violent. We isolated Earth for the galaxy's safety." "Then explain something to me," Mark said. "That Kelani ship sent a distress call to hundreds of systems. Everyone heard it. But only humans answered. Where were you? Where were the protectors?" The council members looked at each other. None of them had an answer. "You're not afraid of us," Mark continued. "You're afraid of what we represent. We remind you that sometimes, to stop evil, you must be willing to fight. And you've grown too comfortable to fight." Toran raised one hand. "We will discuss this matter further. But know this, human. One rescue does not prove your species is safe." The hologram disappeared. Mark sat back down. He wondered if he had just doomed Earth. But then his communication panel lit up again. And again. And again. Distress calls. Dozens of them. From all across the galaxy. A mining colony under attack. A hospital ship being raided. A science station surrounded by hostile forces. All of them were calling for help. And all of them were now calling Earth. Mark smiled. He opened the station-wide channel. "Crew of Outpost 7, we have work to do. Over the next 3 months, Humans answered every call. The thunder was joined by other Earth ships. They rescued the helpless. They stopped pirates. They protected the weak. And with each mission, the galaxy's view of humans began to change. Earth's governments watched nervously. They built more ships, trained more crews. The Deathworlders were awake, and there was no going back to sleep. Then, everything changed. A signal came from the galactic core. It wasn't a distress call. It was a warning. An ancient enemy had returned. The Hive, a species of insect-like creatures, had awakened from hibernation. They consumed everything in their path: planets, ships, entire civilizations. The Galactic Council called an emergency meeting. This time, they invited Earth. Mark stood before the council again. This time, his entire crew stood with him. Behind him, via hologram, stood representatives from Earth's governments. "The Hive is coming," Turan said quietly. All his earlier coldness was gone. Now he just sounded tired and afraid. "Our combined fleets cannot stop them. They are too many, too strong. We are preparing evacuation plans for our core worlds." "You're giving up?" Lisa asked, shocked. "What choice do we have?" The Jellyfish Council member said, "We are not warriors. We are traders, scientists, philosophers. We don't know how to fight something like this." Mark stepped forward. "But we do." The council looked at him. For the first time, Mark saw hope in their eyes. "Humans know war," Mark continued. "We know sacrifice. We know what it means to stand against impossible odds. It's what we do. It's who we are. Not because we love violence, but because we love survival. We evolved on a world that tried to kill us every day. And we won." He looked at each council member. "The Hive wants to destroy the galaxy. That includes Earth. That includes everyone we've saved. So yes, we'll fight. We'll stand between you and the darkness. Because that's what Deathworlders do." Turan stood slowly. He placed his hand over his heart, a gesture of deep respect. "Then welcome, humans. Welcome back to the galaxy. We need you." Behind Mark, Kama whispered to Jack, "Did we just become the galaxy's guardians?" Jack smiled. "I think we always were. The galaxy just didn't know it yet." Earth's ships prepared for war. Across the planet, millions volunteered. The age of the Deathworlders had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. The end asterisk